Morning diggers, or afternoon diggers, or evening diggers. Out in Somerset, 2 days detecting it's going to be. One with the Deus, one with the Manticore. I've been playing about with the Deus, and there's a couple of things. I'm trying to replicate it to the Manticore. People say you can't do that. Well, anyway, I got it on the 5 tones, 24 kilohertz, sensitivity 95 or whatever it is, and some other bits and pieces, and I think I've got it so it's sort of right now. But yeah, on this dig, what do I want? What's on my bucket list? Anything. But wish list is a buckle, a hammered, and a silver over the next 3 days. If I get that, I'll be happy. And we're going to do a few more live digs. I didn't go much on it last time. Got covered in muck and what have you, and it was hard work. But anyway, on that note, thank you all for watching, subscribing, liking, and we'll see you on the first hole. Look at this. Look. Well, here we go. Look, first hole, and that I think that's the hammered that I've been wishing for. It's a long cross, I think. Let's have a quick look at that, and it is trashed. On the last clip, I found one that just had that. It's sort of a branch. It was mad. Can't get much off of it. I'm not going to delicately filming it because it is completely and utterly trashed. But there you go. That looks like a London mint maybe, and it's a voided long cross, I reckon. So where does that put that? No idea. Are we going to get the big hammered now or later? Try later. Well, just looking at this, I don't know if it's part of the same coin. It's about 8 foot away. Oh no, did you see that? Hang on, this is an emergency. Yeah, that was really, really, really bad news, that was. And I just rubbed it. You've seen, I just rubbed it and bang, in half it went. But, Jesus Christ. Well, there you go. And I keep saying you can't mess with coins out in the field, and I'm the world's biggest bloody culprit at the minute. Never mind. Moving on. A bit upset about that, but never mind. Well, we've pieced what we got back together, and that was a bit that broke. And before that, I reckon it's just a fracture off of how bad it was broken in the beginning. But that's what I'm trying to tell myself. But and we was right. It was a long cross, and it's probably, I don't know which one that is. I'll think about that. I think it's a Henry III, something like that. Could be. I'm not going to mess about with it. I'll probably try and turn it over, and a whole lot will go missing. So anyway, there you go. A hammered's a hammered, and on to the next. Well, I got a bang on 67 there. 68, 69. Yeah, the same that way. And the same that way. So let's have a look, see what we've got. This grass has got long. I don't think this is the right machine for the grass, but or pasture, or whatever they want to call it. I think it's better on plough, this thing. But we'll see. 67. Yeah, well, it's out. Let's have a look. I had a bit of lead up just now, so that wasn't a bad thing. Hang on, if I got to go hunting round in here, I'll just switch this off and we'll have a look, and I'll come back to you. Hang on. Well, it was right on the top, and it's a button, but yeah, a button's a button, broken shank, and all that sort of stuff. On to the next. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never seen one of these before. It's a 1959, it's got a mini on the front of it, and it's a sort of milled edge, but it's light as a feather, so it's probably a token. I don't know. I'm going to clean it up a minute. It's got something on the back. It might be one of these ESO tokens or something, but how cool is that? Like a mini on there. That's lovely. Let's have a look. I'll clean it up. Okay, so it looks like it's a shell token, and one of the most popular British post-war cars. Front-wheel drive, transverse engine. That was the engine not facing this way, that way, if you can remember. There's a lot of cars, especially Austins, that had transverse engines, and there it is. It's some Morris Mini Minor. Well, you would have thought Morris Minor, Mini Minor, Mini. That's a Mini, isn't it? 1959 Mini. Same sort of shape as the Cooper S and all the fast ones. Well, none of them were really fast apart from the Cooper S, but they had the twin tanks, a Mini Cooper S, if anybody's interested. And if you get a good one now, you probably have to pay 20 grand for it. And it'd be rotted out. And they mostly went in the subframe. Oh, God. I have been digging up a bit of can, but bits of can, not a bit of can. I got 88 here. And it's quite stable all the way around, and it sounds like it's quite loud, so I'd imagine it'd be on the top, and it could be a bit of can, could be a bit of lead, but I like the signal, so I'm going to dig it. Stony as well, God, blimey now. Oof. Yeah. I want to get out in one nice thing, but it ain't going to happen. I might do. Something going on in here again. Chances of that being any good. Yeah, 89, 90 now, so it's gone up from 88 to a 90. So let's have a look. Don't know what this is. It looks like a coin anyway. Oh, God. Hey, Porticullis, how you doing, man? Yeah, better than me, I think. Well, there we go. I think it's Edward. See his face there, just. And it's a long cross as well, so. Well, I'm not going to give the big hammered noise or shout out. Not just yet. Soon, though, I reckon. I can feel it coming. That's the second one on this clip, I think. That's good enough. And that was me wish in the beginning. Just want a buckle and whatever else I said I wanted. Bit of silver, I think. Anyway. Well, we said we were looking for a buckle mount. We got a medieval one here by the look of it. It's just come in a little bit. Medieval buckle mount. Very nice too. Oops. I ain't going to break it this time. Not like I did with the other one. Blimmin' ham-fisted. I'll just clean it up and have a look, because I reckon it's got a bit of pattern on there. What do you think? It's nice. Definitely nice. Definitely old. But, yep, medieval buckle mount. Look at that. There's some age there, alright. I know a song about this. Ask and you will receive, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open, because the love of the Manticore has no end. Is there any man here, when his son asks for meat, would give him a poisonous snake to eat? Or would they give him a silver George the Fifth shilling? 1922. Ah, beautiful. Well, that last bit of singing was ask and you receive. I used to sing that at school. Being a Catholic, we used to have to sing that nearly every day of the blooming week. But look what it's brought this time. Ask and you will receive and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we got a really old one there. It's short cross, we think. Maybe not. Maybe a long cross. Maybe. Yeah, no, it's a long cross. Yeah. And I'm not going to rub all this, snap it again, so I'll clean it up later. But I think it's Henry III, that one. Looks a bit like him, doesn't it? Anyway, lovely. I think that's the third hammered now in this clip. So we haven't done bad, but I've gone back on the Manticore because I think I got a funny feeling a Deus likes a plough. Or anything like that. And I think this does better on the pasture. Don't know. It doesn't have to count. But there you go. 30 on bottom ferris. Ah, lovely. Well, I haven't found much today, but I had this little bit up earlier, and I wondered what it was. And my mate said, oh, it could be a button. But that has come up with it now. So does this bit go round here or something like that? If so, what is it? Might be just a bit of rubbish, but yeah, no idea. Somebody probably knows what it is, but I ain't got a clue. As I said, that thing goes up there somewhere. There. That look better? No. Anyway, on to the next. Quite pleased with this one. Very nice buckle. I don't know how old it is, but it's got the pin and everything in this one. So I reckon that's, I guess, 1600. It's a nice one. A bit squarish, isn't it? Would that be just on your belt, or I don't know. But it's a nice one. Yep, and on to the next. Well, that's quite an interesting day. We're on the day 2 now. Yesterday I think we had 3 hammers, and I broke that one in the middle of the field. They keep saying when you keep rubbing stuff and all that lot. I've got a few mates saying, oh, don't worry about it, put it in a tumbler, do this, do that. No, I don't think so. I'm going to be taking things a little bit more steady. Anyway, back out today. This is day 2, and we're out on something called stubble turnip, or turnip stubble. And what that does is feeds the sheep during the winter. So they've just put that in, that's going to come up, so it's going to be sort of undetectable again within sort of 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how quick it grows and how much sun and rain we get and all that sort of stuff. And after that, they'll probably pull it out and put another crop in. So they'll rotate it, but this one that we're on today is stubble turnip, or turnip stubble. And we'll see you again on the first hole. Yeah, so this is what I was on about with this stubble turnip. See? All over the place, and it's got like a base layer of grass as well underneath it, or pasture, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Anyway, we've got, looks like a copper hammered here, and the reason why I'm saying a coppered hammered, I'll just zoom in on it. Could be a farthing or something. Let's try and get a zoom in. I think that's a coppered hammered, and it's like with all these, you can't really see much of it. Especially the copper one, they sort of, deteriorate over the years, and that's what you're left with. Yeah, but a coppered hammered. A hammered's a hammered, innit? So they say. And that's a coppered one. So, nothing on the back. And I'm not going to stand here and talk forever, because it's just about to piss down again. Well, this is what this was, or that signal was, 92. Had to be, didn't it? A big buckle like that. Forgot about the big buckles coming up so high, especially the Horsey ones. But yeah, this is an old one. Might hit it just there, but hey, it's an odd one. I don't think I've come across one that shape before, but yeah, nice. And moving on. Just had this one up on a 24. I thought it could have been. Let's see if we can focus it in. Could have been silver. But it looks like a stud of some sorts. What do you reckon? But it's like a low signal, so whether it's silver or whether it's not, I don't know. It's something. Could be anything. Anyway, there it is. No idea. Well, I've been trying to dig all the lower targets at the minute. I know I did that big one just now. That's a bit depressing, that big horse thing. But look at this. You wouldn't think with that being like that or that would produce that. It's not a button. It's a stud of some sort, I think. But yeah, people get really excited about that, and I think it's got a bit of silver in it as well. Nice little find. Well, I've just had a surface find love token, and this is how it come about. Right on the top, and I don't know if you can see it, but here it is. And that's usually Williams, these are, but you never get anything off of them, or very rare. And I've seen of late people doing it with hammers, and this, looking at it, I'll zoom in on it and I'll clean it up in a minute. Hang on a sec, let's just have a little zoom. Yeah, I think that's a William, and that would always be, I think, a William the Third, is it? Yeah, I think it's a William the Third. But yeah, nice though. So a bit of silver. We've had quite a bit of silver up in this clip, and it's doing quite well. But yeah, a love token, and it's right on the surface as well. I think the plough probably got this and just bunged it up. Yeah, a love token. Beautiful. Well, I got another 72 here somewhere. 79, 80, look. This could be anything, this. Let's have a quick look. 2Ps usually come out like this, but... So it's in there, somewhere. Ah, can you see it? A buckle. Mark my words, that's a buckle. And it's a Horsey buckle too. There you go. Just on about this just now, how they come out on screamers. Yep, Horsey buckle, so plenty of horses coming across here. We want the horses with the people on that lost their hammered coins. That'll be the way forwards, not the way backwards like this. Right, I just had this. It's a leather mount, I think, and I've had another surface find. And you are not going to believe what it is. Now, I'll point to it. There. There. And if you're eating your tea, or your dinner, or you're just about to tuck into a nice meal, fast forward now, because that is something to do, I think it's gold, but it's something to do with the plate that goes on your teeth. Ugh. And I'm going to pick it up with my gloves on. No. Look at that. What a rank looking thing that is. Ugh. Oh dear. If anything's going to go to scrap, let's zoom in on it and zoom out on it. Yeah, look. Someone's tooth plate. What a rank thing that is. Ugh. Hope those false teeth aren't jinxed today. Got a nice little buckle there again. Quite a nice one. Don't know how old. Probably Georgian, that one. But it's nigh on bent in half. Well, it was nigh on bent in half until I sort of unbent it, and then I got a crack in it there. So yeah, fiddling around with stuff in fields mustn't be done. Well, here's one for you brainy lot. What do you think this is, look? I thought it was something to do with playing cards to start off with. It's not obviously not a playing card, but I thought that was a club and a diamond. Don't know. Looks nice though, doesn't it? Looks very nice actually. Closer up. I reckon it might be a lipstick, or people are going to say, what's inside it? Dig that out. What's that? What's this? What's that? Well, that's all I got of it. Look, there. It's got a bit of a tongue round here, look. Beautiful. Oh. Well, none of us are that keen on buttons, but when you find them like this, Is that a button? It looks like a button. Strange looking thing. I wouldn't know what date that was, but don't know. It could be a button, but it's an odd one. Anyway, moving on. Yes. Right, so you've had a couple of bits up. Let's just come out on this. A livery button. I think there's some sort of dragon on there. I reckon that could be a military button, this one. What do you think? Maybe? Maybe not. Yeah, and then we've had a little hammered copper coin again. If I get anything off of that, I'll clean it up and take a picture, but I can't see it really because it's sort of, you know, 600 odd years that being in the ground. And this other odd bit here, bit of lead, number 8 there. Looks like a 2 up there, I'm not sure. But over the other side, could be a cattle tag, don't know, but there's odd bits coming up. We haven't found any more hammers or anything like that, but these bits, just odd bits. I'm pleased with it. And on to the next. Well, I got another surface find here. It could be a quid. It's in here. Let's have a look. No idea. No idea. Ah, yeah, I do. It's a George III, that is, I reckon. But on the surface. See him there? Mr. Potato Head, they call him. Oh, and the split rim as well. So, yeah. Right on the top. Nothing on the back, corroded. Beautiful. Perfect. Well, it's not a hammered coin, but it's a lead token. And what I think is interesting is because it dates back to Elizabeth I. Because it's sort of got that Tudor rose there. Now, what do you reckon? I think I'm right for once in my life, but I don't want to mess with it too much because it's just gonna, you know, you take all this mud off of it or clean it and you can't see nothing. But yeah, Tudor rose on there, Elizabeth I love token. Well, we've been digging lead for the last couple of hours, I reckon. A real load of it, a really leady patch, but never mind. But anyway, there's a little cross here. I think we're blessed. Look at that. Little pendant there, little hole there. Yeah, there you go. I'll put it on the Manticore. Wonder if it'll bring me luck. Anyway, a little pendant. And that's it now for the day. Well, that was a good dig. Look at that. Go, I reckon I've done 6,000-7,000 steps at least today and yesterday. Just goes on and on and on. Anyway, we've done quite well. The oddest part, and I just can't get my head around it, those bloody teeth. I'll get a picture of that denture plate or whatever it was. Don't know if it's 9 karat gold or 18 karat gold or 22 karat gold. If it's 22 and it weighs 2 grams, that's 80 quid I could scrap that for. So, yeah, do I keep it or do I get rid of it? I showed it to a couple of my mates and they're like, nah, that's no good. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the clip. We found silver, gold, all sorts of stuff. Lead. I just had lead on the tip of my tongue then. We've had lead all day long, all day. Tons of it. Big bits, small bits, and the signals that they're coming up on, anything from sort of 10 right up to 90. And I was thinking with these live digs, you could do the live digs and you can show people what's coming up, but when that amount of lead comes up, that is a lot of messing about, believe me. But anyway, moving on, next week we're off to the east of England, group dig with Cheryl. I'll put a little thing up there. Keep an eye out for that one. I reckon there'll be a few hammers and a few Romans, and I'll film some of the diggers and all that sort of stuff. I'm sure it'll be a good time. Me, I've got a 7-hour drive there, which is bonkers for detecting, and it's going to cost me 300 quid in digs, or I could sleep in this. Don't know if I put it digs. Anyway, we'll see you on the next dig. See you again.